Attention! This is a regulation announcement from the current timeline. It is today. I am speaking to you from today, not from the future, not from the past. I have very important news to you because coming soon on what day, Gavin?
Friday, November 22nd.
That's right, Andrew. Friday, November 22nd at, checking my watch, noon Central Time, it becomes Gerp Friday. We release the Gerpler to the world via our store. Gavin?
Regulationstore.com or regulationstore.store, the first ever regulation Gerpler. After you've bought one, pop on over to Twitch. Why is that, Andrew?
Because we'll be streaming Mario Party at noon Central.
The return of Dill Kong.
The rematch.
And if you don't know what that address is, I do. And I'm prepared to share it with you
It's Regulation Pod.
Now.
At Twitch.
Twitch.tv/The Regulation Pod.
He said regulation pod at
He
Twitch.
said it wrong. He said it wrong. Twitch.tv/The Regulation Pod. This ends your regulation announcement. Thank you for your ears.
Clearly the website is not Regulation Pod for where we're streaming. I'm just letting know. Kick exists. There's all sorts of platforms out there. You gotta let them know. It's at Twitch.
At Twitch.
What?
What would you call it?
Twitch.tv/The Regulation Pod?
If you say at, it means it's like a handle or an email address.
Yeah.
No, it's also a word. It's not my fucking problem. You're thinking about cyber stuff.
For real, this is the end of the announcement. We now return you to your regularly scheduled current timeline programming. Gavin, make the noise.
Time is flat circle.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Regulation Podcast. My name is Geoff Ramsey. With me, as always, Nick Schwartz, Andrew Panton, Gavin Free, Eric Bedour. This is episode 27.
I feel like 27 is such an unspecial number.
Really?
Yeah.
I like 27 as a number.
What would you say the least special number is?
I don't know. I just don't think anyone would ever celebrate the 27th of something.
What day is your birthday, Gavin?
23rd. Equally unmemorable, I think.
Does anybody remember their 27th birthday?
Ooh, what was I doing?
No.
I was probably playing Minecraft.
No,
No
absolutely
clue.
not. I don't. I
Absolutely
really.
no clue.
No idea. No clue. But 27's the 27 Club. Just a bunch of famous people who die at 27. That's what I think of.
You know, I almost did an episode of So All Right about that 27 Club because people kept asking me to do it. And the more you look into it, there really aren't a higher number of people that die at 27 at all. I was contrasting it. I don't know why I never released it, but I did a 27 versus a 49 club. And there are a lot of people that die at 49. Way more celebrities died at 49 than 27, which still seems too young to me.
Maybe we need to do a draft where there's just years and you have to put a celebrity who died at that age.
What?
What?
You can't also say what. You would have to explain what you mean.
I've really been enjoying the drafts. I'm trying to make everything a draft, but that doesn't really fit.
Dogs and Cream is a new weird level for us.
Dogs and Cream was our first double draft, and I think it went very well.
It was so much fun.
Whereas the Kicker, Picker, Repicker was an absolute calamity and maybe the craziest thing we've ever made.
So that has come out now as of this recording or this release, right? Yeah. I am so interested to see what the audience's take on that is, because I felt like in the moment we were creating something that we were going to be stuck with forever, potentially in this wheel. But then it was because we're recording so far in advance, we all forgot about it and went back about our lives. And now the audience is going to get it dropped on them. And I assume it'll be dropped on us again too. You know what I mean?
I haven't stopped thinking about it. The moving on thing is not a thing I did. It's a funny recording because you start out not into it, Geoff, in the sense that you're just like, what are we doing? Like this, what? And then there's a shift that happens maybe halfway where everybody gets all in on the wheel. And it is great.
You bringing in just the concept of stealing other players was absolutely insane. It totally changed the entire game.
Yeah, see, my flip was accepting that this isn't going to be a contest where we genuinely pick the best players and then the person with the best selections wins. Because once we break the seal on theft, then it's just out the window. So when I was able to reframe that in my head and go like, oh, okay, it's nonsense, just lean into the nonsense, then the wheel became the most entertaining thing on earth to me.
As a big reality show fan, I thought you would appreciate the mid-season twist, Geoff. I was shocked.
Well, why weren't we there? Why weren't we out there stealing each other's movies then this summer?
Because that's not that game. It's a different game.
Right.
That's a completely different
definitely
game.
understand the difference.
That's like, Gavin, you're playing chess and saying, like, why don't I have a get out of jail free card? That's a different game, dude. Completely unique.
Yeah, all you have to do, Gavin, is introduce a new rule for get out of jail free cards for chess, and then you're good.
Halfway through the chess season. Yeah.
Should we all pick a classic game and come up with one new rule for it? And then we have to play them.
That's fun.
I love that idea.
Ooh.
What do you mean by like a board game? Is that what you mean by classic game? Or could we play
like for example, you might be able to get Monopoly and your new rule might be that one person has a gun.
How does that change Monopoly?
Don't know. However you want.
Well, no, you do have to know. It's your rule. What do you mean? You have to know.
Well, it's your rule.
It's my rule? My rule is that people have a gun in Monopoly? You're assigning this to me?
I was just throwing out something.
I feel like you're playing Monopoly in a more intimidating way with your throw out.
Gavin has presented like two ideas in this episode, and both times it feels like he ends the idea and then just goes, what?
Yeah.
It's like he wants Deer Hunter, but in front of a Monopoly board instead.
Well, on the night, I would put more than 3 seconds thought into it, but just any classic game modified.
It's actually funny you say this, Gavin, because I had written down on my notes, and I think where you're going with this, I've seen it early in this episode. Now you seem to have this desire to create right now. You're trying to build games out of the ether right now in the moment without any thought or preparation. I have been in a similar mode where I've been writing down supplemental ideas for shows that are like not all the way there. And I was going to pitch to you guys today a couple things. One, I was going to say, I think it's time for us to do a sausage talk. We should probably put that on the books and record a sausage talk pretty soon before we get to the end of the year. But the other one is maybe we should have a supplemental game idea pitch session.
Okay.
Where we all bring like 2 or 3 game ideas that aren't fully baked or that are, and then we pitch them to each other. And then we, vote on them and see if any of them we want to make.
Yeah,
I like it.
Kind of like that whiteboard session we did, but a little more focused and with the intent of releasing it to the audience,
Now we don't own the whiteboard.
It's true, but we own all the ideas.
That's true.
We bought those.
Did we forget to claim it and the IP transition?
I should have put that whiteboard on the list.
We should have put the whiteboard on the list of things we now own.
I claimed the photo of the whiteboard, and I still have that. So.
Oh, okay, good. That's great. I'm still thinking about how to like switch games up, and I can't get past Monopoly, but with a gun. Can you imagine opening a box of Monopoly and just seeing a gun in there and be like, what?
It's just like you got the chance cards, you got the community chest, you got a Glock.
Oh, the chance cards really put a dark turn. If you had a chance card and a gun in a box, that feels like it go places. Can you imagine like a fun family game and you pull a chance card and it's just like shoot somebody at the table? It's super dark. Like the stakes do not equal the level of game. What are you doing, Hasbro? A gun in Monopoly. When you were bringing it up, I was thinking like, oh, maybe if you roll like a 9, you have to give money to a player or something. You're just like, well, a gun. What about a gun?
It's whatever you want.
What if you have a gun, but it only fires immunity bullets?
I got a great idea for a game. Let's play Snakes and Ladders, but with a grenade. Let's put a grenade in the box.
Let's play Snakes and Ladders, but with real snakes, but fake ladders. Like you have to climb the ladder to escape the snakes, but the ladder doesn't work. It's not real.
The ladders are inflatable and the snakes can bite them and pop them.
It's a slippy ladder.
I like Chutes and Ladders. But that's like a weird where you want to like slide down the slide. It's fun. You want the negative thing to happen. It's a weird framing
All
of
right,
that game.
Chutes and Ladders. Here's my game. Chutes and Ladders, but one of the ladders, and it's random each game, is sandpaper.
Or
one of the chutes,
sandpaper
rather.
ladders. Terrible.
Yeah. You got to slide down sandpaper or climb up sandpaper.
So you're just like bleeding out for the rest of the game?
Yeah, that's my rule. I don't know.
Oh, man. That's,
I feel like Eric is at the biggest disadvantage with this game, being someone who hates games.
I have been so silent on this because I hate all of, like, my rule would be we don't have to play the game.
That's what I was about to say. As Eric's tricky rule is Monopoly, but if anyone rolls a 1 through 5, game instantly ends.
Yeah, I just don't.
What about Eric? Imagine checkers, but every piece is one of those little rubber domes that you thumb up the bottom, and then you have to put them down, and they could fly up in the air at any moment.
I just don't want it. Like, my rule is don't bother setting up the board.
Yeah, Eric's is like, it's checkers, but I don't play.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys go, it's checkers, but you guys go nuts.
In the box, it's just a TV remote, and then you just watch telly.
To put on Netflix. I just, that's not how I want to, I just don't want to spend my time playing a board game. I just don't like it.
What about a wrestling board game?
That doesn't add a layer to anything for me. That's just a thing. That's just also a thing that I like, but I don't like board games so much that I don't care. I just don't want it.
What about a wrestling trivia game?
No, I don't want to play a game.
What about Monopoly, but one of the chance cards says cut a promo? What about that? What about that?
I'm not sure. Geoff, do you understand that I don't like board games? It seems like they're going, but what about these things that are board games?
Hey, Eric, why don't we what about checkers, but we call the teams baby faces and heels? What about that?
This sucks.
Baby faces go first.
I just don't like board games.
I don't know what to tell you, Eric. Once they get going, there's no stopping them. You just got to let them get tuckered out.
What about real life rat maze with gambling?
Real life rat maze?
There's a yellow rat, there's a blue rat, red rat, and then they all start in the middle and they have to get out. Throw the money
red
down.
Rat.
Do you guys know what this is?
No, I just thought he was doing like a mousetrap thing. What about Gavin gets a mouse hole and we do real life mousetrap at his house?
Gavin's mouse hole has spawned so many people posting pictures of mouse holes.
Yeah, it's great.
I haven't seen the comments yet on that. Am I pretty alone in not understanding the origin of mouse holes?
I don't think there's anyone going like, I also thought this. It's just people posting pictures of going, look at my mouse hole. It's just mostly that.
You know, it'd be fun if we had a wall and we made like 7 different style mouse holes, and then we released a couple of mice into the room and see which one they prefer.
It was like a mouse hole showroom.
Yeah, like a mouse hole showroom, and then we can see like which, because we were having a lot of opinions about mouse holes as humans who are never going to use it as a door, but a mouse will. It's their thoroughfare. I'd be interested to see what the mouse picks.
I actually need to cut open one of my walls because I dropped something in it.
What did you drop?
Yeah, that was so intentionally vague. What did you drop?
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what it was. I think it was like you know those like magnetic.
What?
Shut up!
Man, there's something in this wall. What? I don't know.
It was one of those things where on the outside of the wall, like in my hand, was a magnetic roller, and I think I was trying to snake a wire up the wall because you tie the magnet to the wire on the inside, and then you like roll it up the wall. So way to like snake upwards to a specific spot. Anyway, I pulled the roller away from the wall too far, and it just fell into the wall. And now it's like behind the skirting board, so the magnetism doesn't.
It's not strong enough.
Yeah, so I have to cut the wall open.
Or we could get a stronger magnet.
Ooh.
Oh, dude. That might be the plan.
Like one of those big Looney Tunes cartoon, like U-shaped magnets that you have to hold with 2 hands.
Because I don't actually need the thing. I'm not desperate to get the thing out, but it was like $150. And if I need to use it again, I don't want to buy it again.
What is the most powerful magnet you can buy and hold?
Like a permanent magnet?
That is the second. When you go to search it in Google, most powerful magnet is first, and then most powerful magnet you can buy is second.
I've never considered this. We need to explore powerful magnets.
Yeah. Everyone, when you go on like, I just figured Reddit would be someone going like, oh dude, it's this one. It's just a bunch of people going, my first question is why? And it's like, don't worry about why.
Are we just retreading old Insane Clown Posse territory at this point?
Whoop whoop, dude. Absolutely. Dude, we gotta get some strong magnets. I'm excited.
I do like Faygo now that I'm pro Michigan.
Dude, Faygo sucks.
It's all right. It's totally fine. Totally fine.
Okay. What about hide and seek, but the seeker is blindfolded with a giant magnet and the hiders are all wearing armor?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love this.
Yes.
I love magnetic hide and seek. This is a jackass bit, and it rocks.
Yeah, this is a great idea. I'm going to write that down. Magnetic hide and seek. To do.
And then if the seeker finds you and you get stuck to the seeker, then the person who gets stuck has to then have their own magnet and they become the seeker.
Yeah.
Like swap. You just build a chain. You just build a chain of people.
This is great. I love this. I'm excited.
This is but a preview of our upcoming supplemental episode, the show pitch, where everybody from Regulation pitches wild, crazy magnetic ideas, maybe some more magnetic than others, and then we work through them, we workshop them in front of you, the audience, via the supplemental content, and then maybe someday we'll make it. It'll be in your inbox soon.
Imagine a show where we have to pitch to the Falcons.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, Falcon pitch. It's like Falcon Crest, but with I don't know, probably less big hair.
What was that? Fuck. It's gone. Never mind. I had it and it was gone.
I was just going to hang on to these ideas in case for some reason next year we like get a sponsor and they go, you guys have any like video ideas that's like outside of the realm of like the podcast? And I go, I got magnetic hide and seek. And they go, here you go. Here's $13,000. And you go, fantastic.
I got a life hack I want to hit you guys with at some point today.
Oh, hell yeah.
For that. What's your life hack? I want to hear it.
All right, well, I'll tell you. So if you've been living under a rock or in a different country lately, you'll know that America just went through an election, a fairly tumultuous election. And I consider our little podcast space to be a safe haven from the larger problems of the world. You know, we're just here to be done and put our fingers in each other's butts, metaphorically, you know? And so I've been feeling a little bit of the stress from just like the constant 24-hour news cycle, and I've been trying to get away from it. So I've developed a new way of living. It's not a life hack, really, but I do have a life hack on the back end of it. The first thing, it's akin to shit shades, right? Just a way to enhance your experience a little bit better. Yesterday, I went to Home Depot, and I was just feeling kind of in the dumps about the whole thing. And so I don't know why, but I just grabbed my headphones, my AirPods, and I put them in, and I just walked around Home Depot listening to music and my soundtrack, and I was so happy. I thought, I'm going to become a headphones in at all times in public guy. I think that's going to stick where window down while I'm driving didn't. And the cool thing about it is you can create a soundtrack to your life, right? And nobody knows what it is. But you can also play songs that make fun of people that you see. You could listen to podcasts. You could just have quiet and pretend like you can't hear people. But you can also, if you're listening to music really loud, you can just pretend that you know what everybody's talking about. For instance, yesterday at the Home Depot, virtually everybody I saw was having a conversation about how great Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics are. Whether they were a guy was like pointing at a bandsaw to a Home Depot employee, and they were like, yeah, I know, Derek White's amazing, right? They call him the Buffalo. He's crazy. Or a guy over there like trying to figure out, he's like, do I want this? Do I want this? Do I want a Phillips head? Or maybe I want to go for an Allen wrench. And the other guy's like, yeah, I don't know, man, but Joe Mazzulla is killing it with the after timeout plays that they're running. It's just phenomenal. So that's my suggestion, is maybe being headphones in at all times in public kind of guy or person. And then you control the world around you to a degree that I didn't realize I could. My life hack comes on the heels of that. I am exhausted by the news, and I don't want to spend the next 4 years being rage baited so that corporations can make a lot of money off of my eyeballs, right? So, but I also don't want to be a fucking idiot, right? So I need to straddle the line between like ignorant and not so informed that I'm miserable all the time, right? Here's how I'm going to do that. I figured out how to get my daily dose or my dose of important news. I'm turning off the radio. I'm turning off the TV. I'm never going to listen to or watch news programs or talk radio or any of that stuff again. I'm going to get all my news from sportscasters. If anything crazy or really important happens, they'll break in on a game and tell you, dude. Mike Breen will be like, fuck it, James Harden takes it up to the court. He's got 7 assists already in the first quarter. And it appears that Russia has invaded Ukraine. Harden passes over to Kawhi Leonard. You know what I mean? Like it's...
So without opinion, or without any sensationalism, just a delivery of the words?
Yeah, you just get you're just watching the fucking Lions game and Chris Collinsworth is like, it's 3rd and 10 and Betty White has died. You know, and you're like, oh, okay, good to know. That's my life hack. Get your news from sportscasters because they got other agendas, so they got to spit it out real fast because it has to be addressed, and then they just go back to the game.
So you want your news bland?
I just want my news to be brief and to the point, and then back to whether James Harden's going to get a triple-double or not.
What you're saying, it reminds me of that baseball apology where there's a home run in the middle of it, and he's like giving a heartfelt. He said, I don't remember what he said. He said something horrible, I think.
Yeah,
and
he was apologizing for being insensitive, I think.
Yeah, he's apologizing. He's like, listen, this is not what we represent. And Ohtani hits the ball, and it's going deep left. It's going to be a home run. We do not stand by that.
He's got to do his job all the way out the door.
He's like, that's a 414-foot monster. Anyway, as I said, the job as a broadcaster is to be sensitive to
I think it's really funny to listen to assume that what you're listening to isn't something that you've put on, but that the world around you is creating it. I like that a lot, Geoff.
Yeah. So that's my I'm gonna reframe my reality for the next couple of years. And I'm going to do that by listening to music in public and pretending I know what the conversations people are having are. And then I'm just going to get all my news from the NBA announcers.
So how often do they do a news interruption like that?
If there's something important,
huge.
and there's 10 games a night, you know? Like I'm no shortage. If I want any important news, I'd be like, oh, the Grizzlies are playing the Timberwolves tonight. Let me tune in and see if anything happened in Palestine and Israel.
The thing that Andrew's talking about, the drive deep to left field by Castellanos, actually has a Wikipedia article about it because it's happened so many times where if you scroll down to further incidents, there are almost 10 where important things are being talked about, and Nick Castellanos crushes a ball to left field in the middle of it. It is 2.5 hours after President Joe Biden announced he would not seek Democratic nomination in the 2024 presidential election, and the day the news broke, Brenneman would return to national broadcast. Castellanos hit a home run deep to left field with the Phillies to score the final run of a 6-0 win of the Pirates game. Everything about these weird references and like important historical facts have to do with Nick Castellanos hitting a drive to deep left. It's very exciting.
That's awesome.
I think about the people that learned that Saddam was killed by John Cena. Like that was the source of that information.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They've caught and compromised to a permanent end.
Or they're like
Osama bin Laden.
Phillies and the Orioles are playing, and they're like, just want to break in real fast to let everyone know we have killed Osama bin Laden. Anyway, Bryce Harper's up to the plate. You know, it's.
I like it.
I think it's how I have to live now.
You know, in comedy, there's some iconic comedic duos, whether it be Key and Peele, Abbott and Costello, Faye and Poehler, just, set up and punchline working together to come up with the best thing. But you know what the perfect duo is when it comes to growing your business? That's you and Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. So no matter what your goals are, wherever you're at, they're there for you. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage, Shopify's there to help you grow. Which is great. Maybe merch or your store isn't necessarily the focal point of your business. Just having all of the tools and resources that Shopify provides makes it such an easier process. Whether you're selling grown tubes or Gerplers, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify has you covered. Which, as I said, it's so great. Just having the ability to trust in Shopify, knowing they got you covered, is huge. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms. 36%! That's huge. Substantial. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Who doesn't want an all-star on the team? Love an all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, And Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. That's so many. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to help support your success every step of the way, which is so important. As I said, I've said it multiple times, just knowing you're covered, because businesses that grow with Shopify. What I love about Shopify is how no matter how big you want to grow, they give you everything you need. Like maybe you're happy with where you're at, but they can just provide services day to day that make it so much better. If you want to try to grow your business, try to extend to a different level of it, you got something going there. It's a fantastic service. So sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/face, face all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/face now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Once again, that is shopify.com/face. My favorite part about going to Home Depot is I just walk around, and whenever I see anyone working there, I just think, oh, that they could be the equalizer. That person, that could be the equalizer right there.
That's a really good point.
You think an equalizer exists? Like,
well, I like to live in a world in which one does, and if they do exist, they're working at Home Depot as established in the first movie. So whenever I'm in Home Depot, I just walk around going, that could be the equalizer right there.
And any employee could be an equalizer, and any customer could be a serial killer getting supplies. Also,
that's true.
If you're listening to music or a podcast on your headphones in a place like Home Depot, you're not in a hurry to leave. Like, hanging out in Home Depot is cool if you bring the music. You know what I mean? It's like suddenly everywhere, I'm in a little less of a hurry to get out of places because I'm like, I got the fucking best jukebox in the world right here with me.
Yeah, I feel like I've been doing this since Bluetooth was invented.
Have you? I don't see you walk around with headphones in.
Do you see me walk around?
All the time.
Oh.
I've got cameras on me.
I only see you when you walk outside to shave. A broken mirror. Hunch.
I also really hate loud noise. Like if I'm vacuuming, I have to have headphones on.
I just think I'm never stepping foot in public without headphones in again. And it's also a great excuse not to ever have to talk to anybody ever again.
Yeah.
That is a great excuse.
I usually have the transparency on there so I can hear if I'm about to be run over.
That's a good idea. You typically would want to know that information.
Yeah, I don't offer noise cancel.
I think if I was about to be run over, I wouldn't want to know.
You don't think you could avoid it?
If you just heard a bunch of tires squeaking and could jump out of the way, you wouldn't want to know?
If I could avoid it, yes. But if not, I'd rather just be surprised. I'd rather just be like alive and happy and then suddenly I'm in heaven.
You might not die. You might just get tossed.
It's pretty bold that you would assume that you would just immediately be going to heaven.
And immediately. I'm on the short list.
You think St. Peter's like a big AH fan or what?
Maybe not an AH fan, but he liked Red versus Blue.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. That's some strong seasons.
Yeah, I got a few of those in my pocket. I'm good. Like, oh, you're not into cheap. How about Haunter? You like ghost stuff, right? I got you. You like game shows? How do you feel about Monopoly? I did a hardcore Monopoly. Oh, you good with that? Fine.
Was there a gun in your hardcore Monopoly?
Yeah, it sounds like your hardcore Monopoly wasn't as hardcore as mine.
All mine had was a cage under the table that we'd locked people in.
What was your guys' childhood landline etiquette?
I don't even know what?
Like, you know when people had phones?
Yeah.
A house phone?
Yeah.
I never understood that as a kid. If the phone rang, we had to answer it, no matter what. Like, if we were all having dinner and the phone rang, I would be told by my parents to go and answer it and tell them that we're eating and we can't, then we'll call them back. But it's like, isn't that the whole purpose of not answering? I was always so confused that I was stopping what I was doing to tell them I'm not available to then go back to what I was doing.
So you wouldn't be inconvenienced.
Right, but you also don't know what it could be an emergency. There could be something going on. Yeah, most of the time it's not. But it would be crazy, I think, to just go, no, we're not answering the phone. Also, you have to keep hearing it ring.
Well, there was a button to stop it ringing.
At the point, where you walk up to hit the button.
You would get up to hit the button to stop it ringing, but you wouldn't answer and say, we'll call you back in a little bit.
I mean, that's how I wanted to do it. I wasn't allowed to do that.
you would run across the entire house to get to the phone if it was ringing. You'd be outside cutting the grass, and if you'd heard the door, you'd run a full sprint to get there, and you go, hello? And you're like, no, he's not here. And it was never anything. But yeah, you're right, Gav. It was very important.
Yeah, you just had to be done. But now I feel like I ignore the phone 99% of the time.
Yeah, nobody answers the phone.
It's only an emergency if someone rings twice, in my opinion. No one's going to have an emergency and just ring once and be like, oh, I went in.
We went from a must answer to never answer world. And that's a hard flip. 180 degrees. We flipped as a society.
I've started even doing it with the front door. I treat that like a phone.
Never answer the front door. Are you kidding?
It's like, what's it for? Like, I just don't think knocking on someone's door should be the norm.
How would you like it done?
I don't know, make an appointment somehow over the phone that I won't answer.
Hey, if you want to come to my house and knock on my door, call me first. Also, I'm not answering that shit, so you figure it out.
When do you ever want to answer the door when somebody knocks on the door or the doorbell rings and you look out the window and you don't recognize the person? When is it ever worth opening that door?
Never.
Yeah, it's not.
When are you ever God, I'm glad I opened that door?
Here's what happens when someone knocks on the door. They stand there for a bit. Obviously, I'm not answering the door. And then they slip a little like tree trimming business card in the door and then they leave. That's what happens.
It's true. Or some guy's got a little iPad like glued to his hand via some strap, and he's like, Google, we're installing Google in your neighborhood. And you're like, that's okay, I'm happy. And he's like, well, I think you'd be happier with Google. And you're like, I don't think you know me well enough to know like what makes me tick. I'm pretty sure I'm happy with what I have. And they're like, well, I think we can make you a little bit happier. And you're like, the only way you can make me happier is if you turned around and left right now. And they're like, I'm still going to pester you a little bit first.
Dude, Geoff, I got a life hack for you. I've been using this. I didn't even think about it. When somebody comes to your door to sell you something, we're doing pest control in the area. Do you want to do this thing? I no matter what it is, I just go, oh, we're actually in the process of selling right now.
Oh,
and they go, oh, okay. And then they leave. I've never had a conversation go past that.
What I've been doing this lately that's been working fairly well that drives my wife crazy is if anybody calls because sometimes I have to pick it up because I don't know if it'd be like a Millie related thing. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I lost my job this year. I don't have a job anymore. I don't have extra money.
Oh,
and people are like,
that's
well,
real.
I mean, and then it'd
that's
be like,
a real true thing. Damn.
Yeah. And then I'm not lying. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I got laid off. And then they're like, oh, sorry, man. I hope things turn around. And I'm like, yeah, me too. Anyway, best of luck selling that vacation package.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one to just hold on to.
You don't even have to lie.
Andrew, you strike me as someone who might still have a landline.
It's funny you say that. I only lost the landline because the place that I moved into doesn't have a line in it.
Do you prefer having a landline?
I had a landline.
How often would you say you used it?
Never.
Yeah.
I had one.
Did it ring?
Yeah. If someone called, yeah.
Well, no, I understand the concept.
How many people in your life, Andrew, how many people in your world knew your landline number and would call you?
Not many because I had a cell phone as well.
So if it rang, it was a wrong number.
It was either a wrong number or like it was I had ordered something and that was the number I used for the delivery.
When was the last time, outside of Andrew, it was apparently very recently, when was the last time the rest of you had a landline? Do you remember when you got rid of your landline?
I mean, I had one up until I moved from England.
Yeah. So when you moved to America.
Yeah.
It was a point of outrage when I first moved into the place I'm currently in that I didn't have a landline. Because I thought I had a bunch, but it turns out they were just all Ethernet outlets in places. There's some that
surely more helpful.
Well, no, I mean, not when you want a landline.
Well, you can have a PoE like VoIP phone if you want.
A what?
I don't know, like an internet phone powered by Ethernet.
PoE is Prison of Elders to me. I don't know what you're talking about. PoE.
Yeah, don't you have you want a Prison of Elders phone?
Power over Ethernet.
Power of Ethernet?
Voice over IP.
Power over Ethernet. Jesus Christ.
The Ethernet needs to be powered?
Prison of Elders.
You can Prisoner of Elders things through Ethernet.
I don't know what that means. I just know the context of Prison of Elders. You had to, we did the Prison of Elders. You do it like once a week, and you could get some gear.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was really difficult. Yeah.
You know what else is difficult?
What's difficult?
Gears of War 5 on inconceivable difficulty.
It's really, yeah.
So Andrew had the funniest idea.
What was my idea?
Well, parts 1, 2, and 3 came out.
Yes.
And we recorded them, a few months apart each, probably. And now Andrew has suggested we record every other part between episodes 3 and 4 coming out.
I just think that's going to happen.
So we just recorded episodes
11,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 this week, I believe. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 5 episodes.
It was a
this
thing
week.
where before we started, Geoff was like, "You guys don't know this, but we've been recording like 2 a day every day this week." And I just went like, "Yeah, man, I see you guys in this server." And I'm just going, no fucking way they're still playing this fucking game. Unbelievable how much time you put into it this week. That's crazy.
We're playing it on the hardest difficulty and doing every side mission and collectible now. But we only started that halfway through, so we're not going to get anything for it at the end.
Yeah, every like hard thing we've done, we've started just after we could have got the achievement.
Yeah.
It's pretty futile.
But it's been so fun. I've been looking forward to it every day, and there's definitely a new dynamic between me and Andrew now.
Andrew, so the way this works, guys, is if you haven't watched the first 3 videos, and if you haven't and you want to, they're up on the Patreon, I believe.
They're on the Patreon, and I just made a collections tab. So if you click collections, there is a Gears of War collection that is all the videos that are uploaded.
Are they for box standard apart from the busted slideshow one?
I think that's a great question. I believe they're available to anyone who has a Patreon account and is part of the page.
Okay, so free or paid. Okay, great. That would be awesome.
But it might be. I don't. I can double check that really quick.
The way Gears used to work, though, is it was 4-player co-op. This one is 3-player co-op, but not really. It's really 2 players get to be cogs, and then 1 player has to be the bullshit robot named Jack, who just opens doors and occasionally shields people.
Even though a lot of the game is 4 characters running around, just 2 of them are like AI characters.
We're on an open world level right now on a skiff with 4 human characters and a robot, and and 2 of the human characters are just fucking AI for some reason. When I would have been so excited to play one of them.
Although Geoff has unlocked an ability to possess enemies, so I think briefly in every fight you get like 90 seconds of gameplay.
It's true. I've found ways to make it fun for sure. I can zap and do a few things, but the real fun for the game for me is that I can't really help in any difficult way, right? Other than like, oh, we need the robot to open this door or to zap this thing to turn the power off. When it comes to killing and fighting, it's got to be all Gavin and Andrew, and they are gonna kill each other in real life before we get to the end of this series. It is so entertaining to watch them go at it, and they are losing their minds. Gavin he's been in full Weasel mode.
Well, here's the thing. Andrew called me a rabbit. I got demoted from Weasel to rabbit.
No, promoted, I'd say.
Promoted. But
I think
what happens is that I'm like 40% rabbit mode and 60% incompetent and just not good at the game. But both of those add up to 100% annoyance for Andrew.
No, it's not. I don't mind you being bad at the game. That's totally fine. That's not an issue. It's you know how to needle me in just the perfect way of like we know each other, but it's not needling in a way of like I'm actually like upset and that will carry over. It's just in the moment of like, you piece of shit, like fuck you,
and he's son of a bitch. He's really precise about how he wields it too. Like he'll be fine until like the 23rd attempt at a boss fight. You know what I mean? When morale is really low and you're really susceptible to it.
Well, I feel like it spices the team back up because sometimes we're like, we start off and it's like, yeah, let's do it. And then on the 37th attempt at a boss fight, it's just complete silence from beginning to end.
Poor Nick doesn't know it, but he's turned into a verb whenever anybody's spiraling and just like fucking losing their ability to play. They're nicking it.
So just to clarify for the Gears of War thing, it is bog standard and up. So any level of membership, you can watch those videos that are currently up. It has been a process. Yeah, I would say there's only one time where I like really unloaded on Gavin, but even then, it wasn't like I was truly mad. It was just he's the son of a bitch.
Well, and that was also, I was just using the words you used against me yesterday, just back against you, and it was at the wrong time.
There's a fucking mechanic in the game where half of the game you're in the snow on an ice planet, like in Empire Strikes Back, and you fight enemies. You learn that you can shoot the ground out from under them, the ice out from under them, and then they'll drown in the water. We got to a particularly difficult point where I want to say we probably spent 25 to 35 minutes trying to beat this one section of the game, and we finally did. And the moment it like return, there's like a little cutscene and it returns you to the characters. By the way, this game is stingy as dicks with checkpoints. But the second it cuts back in, we start walking across the wall. I robot across, and Andrew and Gavin are walking across. And I look back, and then Andrew's just a popsicle floating around in the water, frozen. Gavin just shot the ground out from under him immediately after getting past that point. No checkpoint. We had to do it all over again. Probably another 30 minutes before we beat it again. That might have been the low point of Andrew's experience.
And you can look forward to seeing that in May of 2025.
That was so shocking. I thought it was a narrative thing. Like, I thought I had went into a cutscene of like I was supposed to fall in and then you guys saved me. And then we just died and we had to do it all over again. The thing that broke me, the moment where I hit a wall, is the last one we filmed. We had to do a thing where we were in a desert with nothing but space, and these explosive enemies climb out of the sand below you, and they have no legs. They don't have any way to shoot you. They have no real weapons. All they can do to hurt you is you kill them and they blow up next to you. And Gavin could not get through this sequence. He kept blowing up time and time again. And it just, by the 11th reset, I was done.
You were just screaming. You went silent for the last 3, and then suddenly you were like, they don't have legs. They don't even have legs. What are you doing? But I think a lot of this is to blame on the fact that I'm still trying to get this achievement for getting a kill with every relic weapon. And I just picked up the relic version of the closest ranged weapon in the game. And I was determined to get a kill with it.
But we're through. We passed it. We're I'd say probably 70% of the way through this game.
Eric seems to have posted a picture of a rabbit attacking iJustine or something.
Yes.
I sent this video to Andrew the other day, and I just said, "This is Gavin when you mess up," and it's just this. It's this Ukrainian jackrabbit that I started following that just beats these people up. It's so big.
Is that their pet?
Yes, it lives at their house. It is an evil little jackrabbit. It's so strong. And she just sits on the couch and it walks up to her and it just goes, and just starts fucking hitting her. And I was just like, oh, this is Andrew and Gavin.
Anyway, I only brought it up to tell the audience, if you're looking for some classic Gavin and Andrew needling each other, take those videos for a spin if you're ever bored. I think if and when they ever come out, because I think they're pretty funny.
What we are talking about maybe doing, Eric, is we're going to, when this eventually all comes out, it'll probably be 40 plus hours of gameplay over, I don't even know how many parts. We're talking 31 is the guess. I'm going to guess mid-20s. How funny it would be if we put all of them together and release that as a singular gameplay.
We'll run out of, we can't. We don't have enough space on Patreon. We have
maybe we do it as a YouTube thing.
We have a finite amount of time. We can't just 31. Imagine uploading a 31-hour video to Patreon. We already had to go, hey, can we get more space?
Well, 31 parts would probably be 60 to 70 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of a 31-hour video, that actually reminds me of an idea I wanted to pitch you guys on. What do you think the longest podcast ever recorded is? And do you think it should be us?
No.
And we could be in the Guinness Book of World Records?
No.
Nah, that's not
we
really
do like
enticing to me.
one marathon episode where we just go till we break the record.
No,
I bet the
it'll be
record's
days
like
long.
150 hours or something.
153-hour marathon podcast.
I was close.
Who did it? Who did it? Who did it?
Some Dutch podcast.
Oh, we're better than the Dutch. We can do 154 hours.
No, we
All
can't
right.
beat the Dutch.
All right, man. You started with some so all right stuff for, I would say, if you can get it to like 145 hours, we can, 150 hours, we can swoop in.
I could do the first 30 hours by myself, but you guys got to help out at some point.
We were getting quiet after like 90 minutes in Gears.
Well, that's different.
That
is
was different.
You are getting
You were
fatigued
running out of
by
shit
the
to
game.
talk about. You're focusing and trying to fucking.
That's my point.
No, for me, it's not running out of shit to talk about. It's that you're getting beaten down by the world that you're in. And you don't have that when we're podcasting.
Yeah, you're not getting beat down by you like we are 90 minutes into a Let's Play.
Anyway, it seems long.
I'm just throwing that out there. 154 hours, break the record, be in the Guinness Book till somebody breaks ours. I think we could do it. We'd be like the Dave Chappelle of podcasting. Not in terms of content, but just like I think has the record for longest stand-up, or at least he did for a while. It was him and Dane Cook were like going back and forth for a couple of years, trying to outdo each other.
Gear 2 heroes.
We've been doing a lot of Gears, but we played some zombies. Just that wasn't recorded. Eric, Gavin, Geoff, myself, one evening, booted up some Call of Duty Zombies, had so much fun. That is such a good mode.
I haven't done that in such a long time where it's just like, let's stay up till like 1 a.m. playing video games. It was so much fun.
It was like Saturday night, maybe, or Friday night. We did it till till about 1:30 in the morning, I think.
It's the first time I had fun playing zombies. I think historically I've thought that mode was dog shit, and I don't even like watching it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. Eric had such a funny line. It was the night where it shifted, time changed, and you're like, well, if we just keep playing, we'll get another hour. This is great.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. You just get all that time back. Yeah, because all of a sudden Gavin's like, this is my last one. It's like, why? If we play for one more hour, it's like we didn't play at all, so it's fine. Just go to bed. It's really cool. And then we've been like recording, like you guys just recorded a zombies video. It's like an hour long, trying to just get through like wave after wave. It's just such a fun mode, and it's so easy to like get into. It's unbelievable. It's the only game that lets you play it. It's fantastic.
I think it's maybe the most dramatic shift from one video to the next, where we recorded a different like general Call of Duty video where we played zombies, and it's us just going, what? How does everything? What is happening? Well, how does this work? What are we doing? I'm lost. I don't know what's happening. We're getting destroyed. To the video we recorded today of like, okay, we got to get the pack-a-punch going. We got to get the juice going. Got to make sure we have
got a wonder weapon. We're like, we're fucking
Yeah, we're so locked in.
Maybe we should put those videos out back to back.
That'd be fun.
I have a question about theft.
Okay.
When is stealing? Like, can I, as long as I buy everything on the way out of the store, I haven't stolen anything, right?
What?
if I'm like walking around the store, I didn't get a basket, I didn't bring a bag, can I just fill my pockets with stuff and then take it all out and buy it on the way out? Or will I get pulled into a room for shoplifting?
No.
They can't arrest you for shoplifting until you shoplift. So if you were to fill your pockets with stuff and then walk up to the cash register and then just start pulling shit out of your pockets in front of her, I think you'd be fine.
Huh. See, the scenario where it gets maybe a little bit sketchy is if, let's say you're super dehydrated and you just need something to drink, like grab a bottle and drink in the store.
Do you never do that?
I do that all the time.
I do that all the time. Yeah. Oh, dude, it feels like stealing. It gives me the same thrill as shoplifting.
Yeah.
It really, Andrew, you gotta try it. It is.
I don't need that. I find that stressful.
No, dude, you feel like a little bad boy, but you're not.
Yeah. Because you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay for that Prime, and I know you're drinking Prime.
But what if that coincides with the one time you forgot your wallet?
Apple Pay.
Oh, you forgot.
I used it yesterday. I went to a coffee shop. I went for a walk yesterday. Walked to a coffee shop. Realized that I didn't have my wallet on me. I was like, I just ordered. Oh right, Apple Pay. It's 2024. Duh.
HEB just got Apple Pay on the around the 10th anniversary of Apple Pay.
and tap to pay. God damn.
Yep. So like I say, drink your drink in the middle of the store. I think that putting stuff in your pockets and taking it to the front is insane. But I would love I would love to see you do it from a distance where you don't interact with me whatsoever.
I think though it becomes funny depending on the item. Like if you have big pockets and you're just putting like a thing, like a wrapped up steak, like a package of steaks in your pocket. That's pretty good.
This is good. So if you get like some like Jenko jeans, like just real big pocket jeans, I love this idea. I think you just pull out like, here's a block of cheese. And I think that's awesome.
Deli meats coming out of your pocket. Yeah, that's it's not stealing. It's just weird.
It's not weird. It's just different. That's all.
It's weird doing stuff that people think is a crime, though. It reminds me of the scene in the Mr. Bean movie where he pretends to have a gun in the airport, but it's just but it's just his hand.
That's great.
And yeah, it's a good bit.
He gets chased all through the airport.
What made you think of that? Was it Mr. Bean? Was that the start of that thought?
No, I was just in the store and I was like, I wish I could use my pockets right now without drawing attention.
You could.
Well, I know that technically, I don't want to go through it.
No, that's fair.
If there's a security guard who just starts following me and then they're about to jump on me, I'm just like, I'm going to pay for it. But then they're going to wonder, like, is he only paying for it because we're watching him?
Have you guys seen those TikToks of those dudes that supposedly Walmart has these, like, I don't know if this is true, but there's a whole lane of TikTok where people will try to spot them. People that will hang out in the parking lot that are hired by Walmart to follow you in to see if you're shoplifting or not. And they look like they're shopping, like secret shoppers, but they're really just there to watch other, like, specific shoppers to see if they're shoplifting.
It would be so cool to deploy two of those on each other.
Yeah.
Two people pretending to shop.
That's so funny.
See who breaks first.
So how does Apple Pay work? I'm like, because there's Google Pay too, right?
Probably the exact same way Google Pay works.
Well, you know the contactless cards.
Contactless cards.
The credit cards and debit cards where you just tap.
Yeah, the tap, yeah.
It's that, but your phone like decides which card it uses.
Okay, so it's like if you're using the store, I wonder if I have it then. If I have my card, if my card is saved onto my phone, can I just tap with my phone?
If your phone does tap to pay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
You never tried it?
Never tried it because I just, it's like one of those things where I could just tap.
Does your phone have soy oil in it by any chance?
Not that I've found yet.
Because I think that's a required component.
Yeah.
Shit.
To tap to pay. I'm pretty sure it does.
I think you should leave your cards and wallet and everything at home and just go try to buy something and see if your phone will work with it. Just see what happens.
But you can only buy off the end caps.
Yeah. See, now we're talking. This is good. Put everything in your pocket.
I had a huge reveal recently, and this was just last time I tried to do this, my phone was way out of date. I'm somebody who used like a flip phone for a long time beyond when I should have, and then the next phone I got was very old. Last time I did this, there wasn't built-in technology to scan a QR code from going through the photo thing. So I've always downloaded a QR code scanning app, and I just realized that I can just use the camera app that is part of the soy phone. And that has been nice. Not having to have a whole other app for a thing.
I think it'd be fun to go into a restaurant and copy all the QR codes on the tables and then print them and put them in a different restaurant.
I don't think I've seen QR code technology in a restaurant.
Oh, really? You never seen like a menu on the table?
In Austin, I actually did an episode of Saul Right about QR codes because they're so everywhere in Austin. In Austin, I'd say there's probably a 50-50 shot your menu is going to be a QR code. Or they'll have a QR option as a menu.
Interesting.
You just like pull up the menu for Chili's. Like, what?
Dude, if I went to a menu and someone did a QR code mix them up on me, I would be furious. I already hate the QR code menu thing. Like that's probably like my most like boomer opinion is that I'm just over the QR code thing. Dude, if I went to Daynata, I scanned the fucking QR code. It's like, yo, check it out, Applebee's. I would be so mad. I just
feel like it's so easy to get it in between. I feel like you could so easily set up a fake site with a fake menu and a fake credit card thing. I'm always so nervous to use them. I'm like, what if this is someone's secret lookalike menu?
It actually does happen, and it is something you have to watch out for.
It's like the equivalent of those little those things on the front of the ATM pin code things that like take your information.
Oh yeah, the scrapers or whatever.
It's so funny you say Daynata, Eric, because that was where I had where I had the whole idea to do the So All Right episode about QR codes, because I was sitting there scanning that fucking QR code and thinking, when did this become the way we do stuff? Like there was most of my life QR codes didn't exist, and now they're just fucking everywhere all the time. And they're kind of an old technology at this point.
Yeah. I hate sitting down with my parents at a restaurant if they come into town, and then now we're all looking at our phones, and it's like, dude, this sucks shit. I hate it so much. Like,
well, it's worse than everyone looking at a menu.
Because it doesn't just become we're just looking at the menu. Now I have to have my phone on and open, so when they come back, I can order the thing right off of my phone menu. And then because if my phone closes, oh shit, hang on. I gotta swipe up. I hate it. Just give me the menu. I just want the menu.
Gavin, you gave me a great idea for a piece of supplemental we could do, or just a fun thing to do on a weekend. What if we collect the QR codes from every restaurant in Austin, and then we put them in a hat and we play QR code roulette, and that's what we have to eat?
Dude, that's a great idea.
Like,
that is so good.
It's a great idea, right? You just get 10 QR codes and throw them in a hat, and that's how you figure out that's what dinner is.
And maybe there's an 11th QR code that just takes you to the wheel.
Oh, yes.
No. And then the other wheel is the other half of the car. Go back to the first wheel. Nick picks breakfast.
Should it be a rule that anytime we have options, more than like 5 options to pick in a thing, one of like the 6th option has to be wheel?
Yeah, I think it should.
I think the wheel has to, yeah.
I don't like it, but I do think that is what needs to happen. Yes.
One of the QR codes takes you to a JPEG of a gun.
Monopoly style.
Oh, it's Monopoly, yeah.
Let's play Monopoly. I'm annoyed at phones because they're so smart, but it's just smart like against us. Like a phone knows my stupid face, right? It's looking at my face. Like it might know to play an alarm or a ringer very quietly if I'm looking at it, as Andrew dealt with. But why does it show my notifications to someone else if I'm showing them a video?
Oh, it can see the two faces.
It can't just sit and see like, oh, I'm looking at a different face. How about do not disturb for the next minute?
That's interesting.
Be a cool feature.
I never even considered that.
Because I'm always like I'm always like, hey, look at this video. And then like just like, oh, someone commented this on Instagram. And then I go to swipe it away and I accidentally press it. It pulls me to Instagram. Like,
yeah, that's annoying.
That kind of shit.
You know what? That is a problem that like it has never reached a level of problem that in my brain has felt like I need to fix this. But I think that's a great idea. I feel like the tech is already there, like you said. I don't know what would prevent that.
Only show my face, my notifications.
Huh. Yeah. I think that works.
Hey, for the record, I owe Gavin and Andrew each a vinyl.
Yeah,
he does.
That's where the vinyl count for some Gears of War bullshit.
Gears is great for my vinyl collection.
It's where it started. I've gotten 2 from it.
You know, when I did this whole vinyl idea, I thought it would turn into some kind of content other than me just buying records for you guys and then us never talking about it on camera ever.
There was. You guys need to release. You and Eric went to the store and like picked up vinyls and stuff. I'd love to see that.
Oh, yeah, we did that. You guys could also listen to the vinyls and talk about them, or like pick a song you like out of each vinyl, or I don't know.
That was sort of, I think, the idea for a supplemental around it. But we need to get to a point where we all have enough vinyls. Like we all at least probably need one.
So you're waiting on me.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, if you could just buy us all a bunch of records, man, that would be really cool.
How many vinyls has everyone collected from me so far? What's the count? 1 for
Gavin
Andrew,
has like 5.
0 for Nick.
0
for Eric. How many do you have, Gavin?
From you, 3.
Jesus, you about to have 4, I guess.
Okay. I got a Hall & Oates, and I got like a Saks Bogs or whatever you call it. What is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm ready. Listen, I don't need any other ones. I just figured like once like 3 of us had one, then it would make more sense.
All right. Well, I'll have to. I'll tell you what. Pick a page. Between 30 and 900.
Let's do 33.
Fuck. Okay, 33. Hold on. I'm trying to find anything interesting. Who won back-to-back WNBA championships? Not this year, but the 2 previous years. This year it was New York Liberty. Who won last year and the year before?
Is this just for Andrew?
Is there anybody?
Aces?
Is it the Vegas one? I was going to say the Vegas team.
Eric wins a vinyl.
Las Vegas Aces.
There you go. All right. Asia Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces.
Wow.
Eric is on the vinyl board. Let me write that down.
I'm on the vinyl board.
Okay.
Shit.
Good for you, Eric.
Thanks,
Congrats.
man. Can't wait.
Gavin, Andrew, and Eric, a vinyl.
Yep.
You ever think about how certain
Sorry,
names are like a name and also a thing?
Shut up.
Like a Derek?
Shut up.
You can't do callbacks to shit that's not going to come out for 7 years, dude.
No, it's just what I thought it was an observation.
What's going on?
No, it's an observation I had.
When you get to episode 10 of our Gears of War Let's Play, it'll all make sense.
Oh.
You ever think about that, Eric?
Andrew.
You know,
torturing
Andrew,
Gavin.
never really considered it, but I like where you're going.
Yeah.
What
Neither did I.
examples do you have?
You got an
You
example?
know, like an oil Derek and the name Derek, like that could be confusing if someone's like,
wow.
Derek, and it's like, it's me, but it's
Matt?
not me.
Matt?
Anything else? Oh, yeah.
Oh, Matt, yeah.
Yeah, Matt's a good one.
That
Mostly
is a good
just
one.
Derek and Oil Derek, though. If we can
Yeah.
focus on that, that's the.
Derek and oil Derek is pretty crazy.
Oh, wow.
Is there a reason we're focusing on that?
No, it's just an observation. I think it's a good starting point.
I'll tell you the reason. That's Andrew's own weaselish behavior. That's what that
I was
is.
going to say, I had a feeling that it was because Gavin is fucking silent.
Look, Andrew was weaseling back. It was back and forth. I'm not taking all the blame.
That was where Andrew beat the ever-loving psychic shit out of Gavin. Was us doing the recreating a conversation every time we had to reload a checkpoint.
Wow.
Over and over and over again.
Andrew, should we come up with a rabbit/weasel safe word?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah, the
Yeah, we
weasel
need
versus the rabbit. I like this.
I like it. I like a rabbit weasel safe word.
Yeah,
I like
when
it.
we've
I'm a fan. What would be a good safe word for rabbit weasel? When the needle in has hit a point where it's about to not be a bit, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I haven't got close to my limit, but I don't know on yours.
No, I don't. I haven't either.
Okay,
Not like
good.
real.
Yeah, that's good. We don't want it to be real.
No. I don't think I've ever had like a real content. I had one with Nick recently in the Left 4 Dead 2 video. That was funny.
Oh, what? Really?
Because I like to lead the pack in Left 4 Dead 2. And I was trying I felt like I was playing real well, but I was
Did you say
getting
lead the
shit
pack
on.
or leave the pack?
leave.
Lead and leave. It's for the team.
Leave. Definitely
Lead.
leave.
But I felt like I was doing so well in that video.
Okay.
And I was really carrying the team, but I wasn't like gloating about it. I was doing my job. I was trying to do my best. And everything that went wrong, it was my fault. I was getting dogpiled on.
No offense, but to carry the team, that would imply we're on your back. We were still at the start of the level. You left us. You were 3
this is
miles
fake.
away.
This is a fake narrative. I listen. What? I like to lead the pack. I like to lead, and there are times. Okay, this is what would happen. We'll be in the middle of a road, and that game is all about corners. So I need to move somewhere to get to a corner. So I would like run across the street because it's like I'm gonna get hit if I just stand in the middle of the street. I gotta move to get to cover, and then it would be like, oh, Andrew's just sprinting up ahead again. It's like I have to go somewhere. I have to move. You can't just stay.
What corner were you hitting when you slammed the safe door in Nick's face?
Well, that was for the team. That was unrelated to the thing.
Obviously, we do progress when you're the only one that makes it to the safe room, but we lose all our shit.
Then you get all your shit back in the safe room. There are guns, there's med packs. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Anyway, you guys were like, oh, you're not communicating. You're not communicating when you go ahead. And I communicated that I was going up to get Geoff. And then Nick was like, oh, Andrew running ahead without communicating again when I did do it. And I gave Nick, go fuck yourself in a way that was like, I was done. I was over it.
I like that it was Nick that was done to get.
I will say communication is important to Andrew. He felt like Gavin wasn't communicating well enough in a boss fight yesterday. And that was pretty salty too.
Yeah. Well, we should wait for some of this to come out before describing everything that's happened.
Jesus Christ, I know, we're insufferable. It's so bad.
Oh, by the way, I finally recovered my Left 4 Dead 2 Part 2 footage.
Oh,
nice.
So,
hey, did you upload that GTA audio that you needed to?
Yep.
Awesome.
But with the GTA, that hasn't come out yet, so that's actually still useful.
But it's part of GTA month, which we're currently in.
Yep, no Nick November.
No Nick November. An additional Let's Play video of us doing a heist every week this month. On Thursday, I believe. Every Thursday.
yeah.
In addition to that, it is also Gerple November.
That's true.
Gerple Friday's coming up. What day is that specifically?
That'll be
Eric?
November 22nd at noon Central. I'm thinking that we sort of committed to this a while ago. We talked about doing a Mario Party on that day. To celebrate for that GURP Friday on the 22nd. So
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I forgot.
Feel pretty good about it.
I like that idea as well.
Yep. November 22nd.
I think it'll just be the Gerpler, and the regulation shirt, I believe, is still in the store. You could probably buy that right now if you wanted to.
You can.
But I think maybe we'll have another shirt or two as well, but I don't think so.
I bought a new dock.
You bought a new dock?
Yeah, I bought a new dock. I bought new
You think the dock was the problem?
I was using a third-party dock, so I could have heard.
Oh, now it's all coming out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Now. Yeah, it came out.
Okay.
Yeah. I lost my dock a long time. When I moved to this place, I lost my dock. And so I've been using a third-party one.
How much is the dock?
The one I bought, the new one?
Yeah.
It's the OLED dock, and I got it on sale at Best Buy.
Oh, sweet. That's the one that has the Ethernet?
Yes.
Port?
Yeah, the one. I made sure.
Okay.
So did my third-party one. But it just, I don't want another issue of what happened before, so I'm just covering the bases.
So you're saying your Switch battery is good, is fine?
No, my Switch battery also sucks, but
Okay.
I think people were saying that like that dock has like a faster charge or something. I don't know. I don't even know what PoE is. I heard it's better. So I bought
Prison
of Elders.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. I don't even remember what you would get for beating the Prison of Elders, but it was important at the time. That's crazy to think about, like how important Destiny was to me at one point and how not involved with it I am now.
We should record an attempt of us trying to beat the Nightfall so you can get that final piece of Grimoire or whatever.
Yeah. I'm missing one exotic gun.
We should do that. I saw somebody on my friends list was playing Destiny the other day, and I hadn't thought about them or the game, I realized, in like 8 years.
Destiny 1?
I think they were playing Destiny 1, yeah. Maybe it's Destiny 2.
Man, it runs like such anus. I can't believe we were fine with it.
I remember really liking it when it came out.
So good.
It's so weird. That game left such an impression on me for a period of time, and then when we walked away from it, I just completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Wild.
Didn't stick with me.
No. What a fun episode. That was chill. That was I feel like we covered a lot.
Probably got to cut about 30 minutes of us talking about Gears of War episodes that aren't going to come out for a year out.
I think it's good tease.
Oh.
Good tease. People will forget that they heard that by the time the videos come out, so it's fine.
Did anybody see any Dobermans? I saw one.
0 Doberman still.
I haven't seen a Doberman since you started the Doberman Lookout.
Dude, you got to look. Also, if anybody sees a Delaware license plate, that's the last one we need on our 50 states. We're racing Bernie and Vanessa right now, and we're ahead, but I can't fucking find a Delaware license plate.
I'll let you know if I see one. I don't think I've ever seen one, but if I do,
it won't count. But you know,
What's the rarest license plate to see in the US?
North Korea.
Hawaii probably.
Alaska, Hawaii are pretty rough.
Rhode Island.
North Dakota, you don't see a lot of. West Virginia, you don't see a lot of. New Hampshire. Maine.
I think that's maybe just because of where we're at, right?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, you mean that in Maine they'd be much more common?
Yeah, just a little bit more.
You probably don't see as many Texas license plates in Maine as you do down here.
I think it might be neck and neck.
Do you guys remember tube TVs?
Yeah.
Like before we had LEDs and wall-mounted TVs, flat screens. What do you... I wonder what the very best last tube TV was. Like right before flat screens came out and we made the switch, there must have been a really good one, right? Or like the top of the line one. Do you think anybody still uses those?
Maybe like a really nice Bang & Olufsen or something?
Yeah.
I think about tube TVs a lot because it is still very prevalent in the retro gaming scene.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're like kind of expensive. Like you can find them or whatever, but sometimes you run into them and you're like, why is this so expensive? And it is for that reason, like the retro gaming stuff.
I feel like England still feels the effects of CRT TVs because it used to be that those were just in the corner of a room. Like you would point all the furniture into a corner with the TV on some sort of corner unit. But then for some reason, every house I go to in England has a big flat screen still in the corner of the room and not on the wall because there's like fireplaces and shit. So I feel like the England living room is still very corner focused. That's my observation of the week.
I wonder if that'll disappear after a generation or so.
Well, yeah, and especially as the TVs get bigger, they get they get closer to the middle of the room because it's a corner.
My issue with flat screens is where I think we all went wrong as a society with TV technology is we embraced like it looking like a picture frame and trying to be cool. I miss the dumb ass CRT TVs that just look like insane things. Have you ever seen the Lightning McQueen CRT TV? And there's so many variations like this.
Yeah.
There's so many dumb fucking TVs that we just don't make anymore that are awesome.
Cool.
That's so
TV
cool.
VCR combos were the fucking coolest, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, there was like lids and shit and like flaps.
I did look into it recently to see if there is any company making CRT TVs, and I believe there's one in China that is like making new CRTs now, but it's not like a prevalent industry.
I think they just need to make flat screens that look like cars or whatever. Like Garfield. Give me like a Garfield flat screen TV where it looks like he's hanging on, like he's in like the top left corner, like he's hanging on to like the top, like he's about to take a bite out of the TV or something.
Can you imagine if you could get a flat screen Snoopy-esque TV?
I'd get it right now. It would be him. It would be Joe Cool leaning at the bottom right corner. You'd be like, oh damn, he's leaning against my TV. Joe Cool's here, and we're watching Netflix.
It's amazing how pleasing that stuff was to me as a kid, like giant plastic overhangs to make stuff look cool. Like, do you remember the Pikachu N64?
Oh,
it had to just like stick out on the side.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it was designed for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Now everything's about efficiency and like this modernist approach to a blandness that everyone can appreciate, and it's boring.
I only think that is the case. That's only driven by the sleek modernity is only driven by cheap. Like it's just cheaper.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just cheaper not to have shit hang off stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then you trick you into thinking that sleek and simple is cool. Like look at a fucking Tesla. I'm not trying to get into an Elon Musk thing, but you get into one of those Teslas and you're just like, where is it? It's the whole thing is just like a piece of molded plastic. It's fucking crazy.
Where is it?
Yep. Imagine this was on your TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does something for me for some reason. It must have just been the era we grew up in.
Did you see the little TV that somebody made that's the Simpsons TV, and they put a Raspberry Pi in it and it just is playing the Simpsons nonstop? Like it's every episode of the Simpsons. Here, I'll post
that's
a photo
awesome.
of it. It's so cool.
Oh,
that's really neat.
Is that CRT?
I don't think so.
No, there's no
Probably
way.
just a little 3D printed.
Well, yeah.
I wonder if anyone made a tube Game Boy.
Ooh, crazy.
That would be insane.
Well, I guess we'll find out when we all get together next time for the Regulation Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to this. Go to patreon.com/theregulationpod, regulationstore.store. You can subscribe on YouTube. There's so many things that you can do to interact with this fun show. Guys, any final thoughts for the folks at home as we wrap this up?
Have we told you about our upcoming Gears of War 5 Let's Play series?
You want to play some Gears?
I do. We're
Go
playing
play
tomorrow,
some
right?
Gears. Get me out of here. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.
You ever think about how Derek is a name as well as oil thing? I'm having deja vu, but we are having a Gerpler sale on the 22nd of October. We got a Mario Party stream lined up for it. What? November, not October. November. Jesus Christ. Regulationshop.com.
Regulationstore.com. Regulation Store.
Andrew.
Andrew is banned from
Guys,
speaking.
it's October 22nd, regulationshop.com.
It'll also take you to a kink site. Don't worry about it.